Let's stop pretending the housing market makes sense. Everyone has a take right now. Crash, boom, or something in between. But if you're actually trying to buy a home, it just feels impossible. A normal starter home is going for insane prices, and interest rates are still high. That's 2025, not a crash, not a comeback, a slow affordability crisis, changing how Americans live and plan their lives. This all started when the world shut down. In 2020, the Fed dropped rates to near zero and demand exploded. Prices skyrocketed because cheap money made expensive houses seem affordable. Then inflation hit, the Fed raised rates fast and mortgages jumped from 3% to 7%, yet prices didn't fall, and because people with low-rate mortgages refused to sell. Suddenly supply dried up and high prices stuck. 2025 feels expensive because nothing got cheaper. Rates are still around 6.5%. Prices barely dropped, and everyday living costs stayed high. Wages didn't keep up. Whether you rent or own, it feels like your paycheck just doesn't go as far, especially when housing absorbs so much of it. Here's the wall most Americans are hitting. The median home costs around $430,000. With today's rates and a small down payment, that's roughly $2,700 per month before taxes. To afford that, you need to make around $110,000 per year, but the median household income is around $75,000. That $35,000 income gap is the reason so many millennial and Gen Z feel locked out of home ownership. This is the strangest market we've ever seen. Normally, when housing gets too expensive, prices fall. But now, no one wants to sell because they'd lose their low mortgage rate. Buyers can't afford to buy. Builders don't want to overbuild, so the market is frozen. And if rates drop again, buyers may rush in, pushing prices even higher. When housing gets expensive, everything gets expensive. People paying high rent or mortgages spend less elsewhere. Businesses raise prices to survive. Debt piles up. People can't move for new jobs because moving is too expensive. Housing is the backbone of the economy. When it becomes strained, the whole system feels tight. The worst part is how this feels. It used to feel like progress was possible. Better apartments, maybe a starter home one day. Now people who bought early cling to their deal, and people who didn't wonder if they ever will. The emotional weight is real. It changes how entire generations think about money, adulthood, and stability. So will prices ever fall? Yes, but not the way you think. A 2008-style crash is unlikely because lending is tighter and inventory is too low. Instead, prices may simply stay high while wages slowly try to catch up. It's not dramatic, it's a long, slow grind. The new strategy is adapting. People are renting longer, moving to cheaper cities, house hacking, or living with family longer. It's not about chasing the old American dream, it's about building stability in new ways. Real life doesn't match the old economic story anymore. Families are delaying kids. Young adults share housing deep into their 30s. Retirees can't downsize. This isn't a crash or rebound, just a slow adjustment to a new reality. And none of this means you're doing anything wrong. The system changed. We're just learning how to live inside it.